Hey everyone, Dell is expected to report quarterly earnings results after the markets close on Thursday, May 30th, and so investors are curious if they should buy Dell stock before the company announces earnings. I'll answer that question in this video. I'll also provide a preview of Dell Technologies and what investors should expect from Dell out of this quarterly earnings update. So let's take a look.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
All right, so in its latest quarter, which Dell reported on February 29th, the company said revenue in the fourth quarter was 22.3 billion, and that was down 11% year over year. Revenue for the year came in at 88.4 billion, which was down 14% from the previous year. Remember, Dell has several parts to its business. One of those are the consumer-facing business, which struggled mightily in 2023. Consumers were purchasing fewer computers in 2023, and Dell has a significant business in that segment. Okay. The other part of Dell's business is the enterprise, serving businesses and helping businesses implement their artificial intelligence capabilities. That part of the business is beginning to thrive, and that's the part of the business that has investors excited about Dell Technologies stock and its relationships with NVIDIA in helping NVIDIA and AMD implement their technologies for businesses worldwide. And that's undoubtedly why investors are excited about Dell Technologies stock. In fact, you're probably interested in Dell stock because you've heard that it's going to benefit from the rising effectiveness of artificial intelligence and the rising demand for AI capabilities from enterprises. And you would not be wrong. Dell is poised to benefit from that trend. Let's take a look. So within its business segment, one of them are Infrastructure Solutions Group, which delivered fourth quarter revenue of 9.3 billion, and that was up 10% from the previous quarter. So despite the broader business slowing down, the ISG group is increasing, and servers and networking revenue specifically came in at 4.9 billion with sequential growth driven by AI optimized servers. Moving on, the company's vice chairman saying that their strong AI optimized server momentum continues with orders increasing nearly 40% from the previous quarter and their order backlog nearly doubling, exiting their fiscal year at 2.9 billion, nearly doubling. So the company experienced a surge in orders for its servers, and that's only the beginning. The chairman, the chief operating officer, saying, "We've just started to touch the AI opportunities ahead of us, and we believe Dell is uniquely positioned with our broad portfolio to help customers build generative AI solutions that meet performance, cost, and security requirements." Now, Dell expanded its relationship with AMD to implement their newest AMD Instinct MI300X accelerator. And of course, Dell has been working with NVIDIA to power its DGX SuperPod AI infrastructure. So Dell is benefiting from the rising demand for these companies' AI services. It's poised to benefit from that trend. But the other thing to note is that Dell's stock price already reflects this momentum from that boom in demand. It already reflects a lot of the enthusiasm from investors. Look at Dell's performance in 2024, the stock price rising to record highs at $160 per share. That was up from $80 per share in January. So the company benefiting already ahead of that jump in revenue and profitability for the company overall. And still, this is not like a company that's 100% focused on artificial intelligence. It still has the consumer facing business, which is not benefiting as much as the AI side of the business. Overall revenue was down, remember, in the previous quarter and the previous year. Now, the consumer side of the business is expected to rebound in 2024, personal computer sales are expected to increase for the full year in 2024 and then expand even more in 2025. Still, Dell's business is not a very lucrative business model. Cash flow from operations to sales in the last 10 years hovered below 12% and ended around 9.8% in the most recent trailing 12-month period, while operating profit margin came in at a skinny 5.89%. Compared that to Nvidia, right? Its operating profit margin over the trailing 12-month period was 10 times higher, closer to 60%. Okay, so while Dell will benefit from the rising effectiveness of artificial intelligence, it's nowhere near on the same business level as Nvidia. But it's benefiting from that relationship, from that closeness, from that halo effect of Nvidia, and the stock price has already responded to that effect, to that impact. Now you could see the valuation for Dell, the forward price to earnings is now up to 17.89, much higher than it's ever been in the last 3-year period. Its forward price to earnings valuation typically trades at 12 or below, and now it's up to 18. So trading at a much more expensive valuation than is typical for Dell Technologies stock. The overall point I'm trying to make here is many of the benefits that are expected for Dell Technologies and its artificial intelligence position is already reflected into the stock price. It's already incorporated into the stock price. And as I usually say, heading into an earnings report, a company's stock price is often more volatile and more risky. So given all of these factors going in, a more expensive valuation than usual for this particular stock, the higher than usual risk approaching an earnings release. To answer the question I posed in the headline, should you buy Dell stock ahead of the earnings? I would say this is one that's better suited to wait for after earnings. Sure, you might miss out on a pop because of the earnings release, but I think it's more risky that the stock price retreats following the earnings release because so much expectation has been built into Dell Technologies stock as a beneficiary of this AI trend. I think it would be more prudent to wait for the earnings to come out, digest the new information, and then make an investment decision after all of that information has come out and we've had a chance to digest, analyze it, compare it against the new valuation after the earnings. Let's look at what happens to the price after earnings. Does it stay the same? Does it drop? Does it increase? And let's compare it against the new information, and we'll make a decision at that point in time. I think that's a better point than to rush in here and get in the spirit of the fear of missing out and get Dell stock ahead of this volatile earnings release. So I would caution, I would say wait with Dell Technologies stock. Did you know that over 90% of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed? It'll really help support my channel if you hit that subscribe button. And oh, by the way, one of the benefits of being subscribed is that I take requests from subscribers more often than I do from non-subscribers. So if you prefer that benefit, please subscribe to the channel.